Welcome to this explanator on Oracle Fast Formulas. I'll be your senior consultant today. We're going to methodically break down this PL/SQL logic engine. No fluff, just the core architecture and mechanics you need to write professional-grade logic. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
आज का एजेंडा बिल्कुल क्लियर है। We'll cover the engine concept, choosing your editor, core building blocks, structuring logic flow, contexts and validations, and finally, the debugging loop.
Let's start with Section 1, the engine concept.
Now, as a developer, the first logical question you're probably asking is, why do we even need this specific tool? Standard database queries से काम क्यों नहीं चलता? Let's look at where it actually fits.
ध्यान से देखिए, this processing engine acts as the central hub. It brings configurability, reusability, and automated execution to diverse modules. Think global payroll, benefits, and time and labor. When predefined formulas just don't meet a client's requirements, this engine allows you to inject your custom logic seamlessly into the workflow.
Moving on to Section 2, choosing your editor.
So, once you understand the engine's purpose, your very first technical decision is choosing where to write your code. You essentially have two options here. On one hand, the expression editor. It's a rigid, row-based setup, mostly just for simple conditions. On the other hand, we have the text editor. As consultants, this free-form workspace is our primary tool. It's what gives us the flexibility for advanced logic, local variables, and nested functions.
पर एक बात याद रखें, and pay close attention to the critical warning here. Once you save a formula, you absolutely cannot change the editor type. Let me repeat that. You cannot change it. If you start in the expression editor and later realize you need advanced routing, well, you'll be forced to rebuild the entire logic from scratch. So always choose with foresight.
Section 3, core building blocks.
Let's look at the actual materials you'll use inside that text editor. Ye base logic hat. Your calculations will perpetually rely on 4 foundational blocks. You have your pushed inputs from the element entry, your read-only database items, or DBIs. Then there are custom local variables acting as placeholders and manipulative functions that alter your data formats.
Now, take a look at this tip. You really need to internalize this concept. Always, and I mean always, prioritize input statements over DBIs whenever possible. Kyun? Because DBIs mandate a fetch query directly to the core database, whereas inputs are passed directly into the formula at runtime. Deferring unnecessary database calls will massively increase your overall processing efficiency. It's a hallmark of good coding.
All right, Section 4, structuring the logic flow.
With our blocks identified, we have to assemble them in a strict order. Every stable formula evaluates sequentially, top to bottom. It goes through 4 precise steps. First, defining aliases and defaults. Second, declaring inputs. Third, executing the core calculation. And fourth, issuing the return statement.
Look closely at this structural blueprint. Notice the downward flow. This linear, top-to-bottom execution means the engine is going to stop processing the exact moment it hits the first true return statement. Uske aage kuch execute nahi hoga. It ignores all subsequent lines of code. Your conditional logic has to be structured with this absolute limitation in mind.
Now, inside your calculation section, precision is mandatory. The engine calculates inside the deepest brackets first and moves strictly left to right. This perfectly mirrors standard mathematical order of operations, just like we learned in school. Utilize brackets deliberately to group your actions seamlessly.
Let's move to Section 5, contexts and validations.
We need to comprehend the invisible background environment that powers these variables. This environment is built on contexts. Basically, contexts dictate what specific data your formula can actually see at the exact millisecond it executes. They function precisely like SQL bind values when you're fetching DBIs. Observe the critical rule at the base of this visual. Contexts are strictly limited by formula type. Iska matlab hai, a benefits formula simply will not have access to standard payroll contexts. They are kept separate. If you call a DBI without the right context, the formula will inevitably fail. Finally, Section 6, the debugging loop. Let's address the reality of system development. Your code will occasionally fail. Happens to the best of us. But troubleshooting is not a guessing game. It's a rigid, mechanical cycle. You write the code, compile, check details, execute a test scenario, analyze the ESS log, rectify the syntax, and repeat. There are no shortcuts here. ये बहुत ज़रूरी step है.
Take specific note of the logging syntax shown here. You must explicitly enable payroll logging in the system to actually generate the ESS file. अगर आपने ये मिस कर दिया, your custom debug messages will simply vanish into the void, leaving you completely blind to what the engine is actually processing.
Look at the compiler engine funnel, and please internalize this stark warning. A successful compile only verifies that your basic syntax is correct, nothing more. It absolutely does not guarantee that your mathematical calculations are sound, or that your underlying business logic is accurate. You are still fully responsible for rigorous testing.
The engine is ready, and you now possess the structural blueprint. So the next time you open that text editor, your core objective is optimization. How will you construct your very first nested if/then loop to prioritize inputs and strictly avoid unnecessary database calls? Challenge yourself to build logic that is not just functional, but demonstratably effective.